Hello, Attorney Prashanti.
Hello.
This is a question about H4 EAD. Looks like it. I have an H1B approval. Can I apply? I think it's the same person with an H1B, H4 EAD, and also an H1B approval. Can I apply for an H4 EAD for my wife? Okay, it's two different people. For my wife without an H4 extension. And the sub questions here. One, if I'm planning to go to Mexico for my I-94 revalidation. Can I apply for EAD based on my H1 and I-94? However, we'll be going to India for stamping for H4, which will be before the current EAD expiry.
He's very confused in his questioning. Or maybe I'm confused,
Or
but
maybe, let me try
let
to
me,
read this. I'm
yeah.
sorry. So it looks like this guy or the gal, they have an H1B, he or she has an H1B approval, and he or she wants to apply for an H4 EAD for their wife, for his wife or her spouse, sorry. Yeah, it says wife. So for his wife without an H4 extension, but
So
it's
let's
not clear if
uh,
they have an active H1B, H4 here. So he's
uh,
planning
let
to, yeah.
and let's answer one question at a time. Can I apply for a H4 EAD for my wife without a H4 extension? The answer to that is you don't need to file an extension if your I-94 is already valid for the next 3 years, and you can just do a H4 EAD. You don't need an extension. But if your I-94 is not valid, then in order to get a H4 EAD, you have to be in H4 status. So if you're not in H4 status, you can't get a H4 EAD. So the answer is no. You'll have to file then a H4 extension along with your H4 EAD, right? So then the next part he's asking that he plans to go to Mexico for the visa revalidation and get, I guess, visa and come back in. Now, the EAD for your wife, again, is based on her H4 approval. It's not based directly on your H1 approval and I-94, even though it has some bearing on it. Um, the I-797 has to be valid for her. So, in order for her to be valid and for her to get a fresh I-94 period, either she has to file an extension here in the country, or, as you were suggesting, and as you said that she's going for stamping, she can leave the country and go for stamping and come back on a fresh I-94 period of 3 years. Presumably, if that's the period of your H1, she'll show your H1 at the port of entry. And when she's entering, if you have 3 years, they'll give her I-94 for 3 years as well. And then you can apply for a H4 EAD extension, depending on what the facts are.
Okay. Thank you for answering that question.